I work here locally at Substance, which is pretty fantastic because it's like 5 minutes away from my home. I think it's like the best job ever. So I'm really happy to be here today because I've started my journey, like strongly started my journey at the software development like about a year and a half ago, and it's been quite a roller coaster. And I used to be a biomedical scientist, and now I develop software. And I really would like to share that journey with any one of you that it's either in the process of switching to software development, or maybe has like family, friends that are kind of on the edge and they feel like, I may try, but it's maybe too difficult, or I may not have enough time to do so. So I'm really hoping that this short, hopefully short, talk will help you out to give you a nudge and to take the leap. So why to even choose software development, right? Like, hey, there are so many other jobs. I think my crash point came when I was thinking after graduating university what to do with myself, whether to go towards industry or shall I stay in academia. I did my master's, so yeah, academia could be a pretty good try. So I started my first position in research, and it was pretty amazing. Like, I had my project, I did so many cool experiments. It was really a lot of fun, and then I got some papers published. You can look it up at the ResearchGate, but there was some key aspect missing. Like, academia is fun, but I really wanted to make something that makes a difference, or like make something that actually I can, release to the world. And hopefully that's not going to be a virus. So I decided to switch and to go to industry. And it was great at the beginning. I've learned tons. Until I realized it's so easy to get pigeonholed. The problem is when you start working in industry, guys, you can switch from one technology to the other. Nobody has a math spec in their basement to oh, I just want to learn something new and change maybe a job for the future. So I really wanted to grab something that's going to give me some more transferable skills. And yeah, we all know that robots will take over the world. And then I have a bunch of friends and my husband, and every of them is a programmer, which is terrible people to hang out with, right? They all talk about constant learning, and they all spend time digging in new software, new technology. But it's also something beautiful. Like, it gives such a boost of inspiration and motivation. So it's been an amazing journey, and I've already spoke quite some time why did I did it, right? So hey, let's dig in how and where to start to reinvent yourself, right? And the problem that I started with, my first months of learning anything tech-related were a little bit of a hell. Mostly because there is so much of information, so much of tutorials, so much of training courses, people talking which one technology is the best to start with, right? Like, everyone has their favorites. So I digged into Python because I had background in science, and that's pretty decent place to start. So I dig in, I took a year, I worked hard, yeah, and I got a job in PHP, which is great, but that taught me a very important lesson when you learn how to program. Skills are transferable. So as long as you develop a strong sense of problem solving, and just digging into the case and try to chase solutions, it doesn't really matter which language you pick, as long as you find the best for this current problem on hand. So don't get too much overwhelmed with resources, just try to find something that fits your purpose. And I think what I found the toughest when self-learning, and I think that's what maybe most of us will, is that it's hard to measure progress. Like, you just get like entangled in your own solutions, and it's hard to actually find out whether it's the best because nobody tells you a thing. And when things break, and they break on the complex issues, it's hard to even ask a question on Stack Overflow because that's going to just overflow the stack. Like, it's just going to be way too much. So otherwise, it's pretty awesome when working all by yourself and digging into problems, you build those kind of things, which was a lot of fun. Or a blog, which all of those posts are from Wikipedia pages. And one of the breakthroughs that I found, it's actually working with people. So I am a lady in the code, and there is the person that was supposed to come in today. I can be very grateful to those meetups because one of the second meetups that I attended at the Manchester Web Meetup, I've met a person that introduced me to right people. Then I applied for the BBC Get Into Tech. I didn't get in. But I found people that knew Sky's Get Into Tech program, and I got my chance to actually get a little bit more insight into like commercial experience, how things are working with commercial place. The best thing is to actually learn from a group that you are working with and learn also with them. Make the same mistakes, ask a bunch of dumb questions sometimes, and the most important, review each other's code. And I think people underestimate how important that is, because like looking into one's errors, learning by reading somebody else's code and then asking somebody for the feedback on your own code, it's actually quite important. Like, I really want to leave my code better than I found it, right? Just like a toilet. But I think the biggest issue, the biggest thing is you can share passions with other people, right? You can share your experiences. Like when you talk with people, like don't shut yourself in your own room and just like try to break things on your own. Just try to ask your friend to break your thing, because I think that's the best experience you can get from the other people using your stuff. And always look out for opportunities. Network and talk with people and just be around people. And I think one of the funniest experiences was when we were working on our group project, and boy oh boy, how difficult it is to try to save your code whenever you are like 30 commits behind the master branch. Like, it's been a brainstorm. But it's all been fun. And I think the biggest thing we can take from coding, from learning to code, from becoming coders, it's that, yeah, it's gonna hurt your head, it's gonna be frustrating, you're gonna waste so much time to actually solve your problems. It's gonna be a lot of work. But we can always count on our disarming countless memes. Which means we are not alone. And that's the best thing ever from the community that we are creating here. The beer and pizza and laughter and how things are broken, or how we are looking forward to this solution that they're going to release one day, but they never do. Because I don't know, but who knows? But yeah, we just should have like a little bit of fun and definitely stick around to sharing the knowledge, especially to like newbies like me. So yeah, just to kind of final thoughts. Yeah, self-learning is awesome. Definitely it's crucial because you have to actually promote your own knowledge and learn from books, from tutorials, from anything you want. But I think the supporting network is quite important, and the fact that you guys can come up here and probably spend like every week on at least like 2-3 meetups. I think you are all like looking for attention, or like seeing other people. So yeah, network, and bring your friends that, just like me, about a year ago, embarked on this journey, and it was difficult. But yeah, after a year of self-studying, I managed to get a job with the strong support of my network. And I think there is much more about the attitude than just the technology, because you can master every technology, but the attitude to just dig in, solve problems, solve issues, and just be curious, stay curious, that's, I think, the biggest challenge. So have fun, and thank you for listening.